Hey, welcome everybody. Again, Bob Payne here. This is the start of week 2. Wanted to do another little video intro so we can talk a little bit about what's going on here in the second week. Just like the first week, we have two chapters that we're going to cover. This time it's chapter 12 and chapter 9. Chapter 12 deals with intangibles, and so we have a couple of problems that you're going to have to do there along with some cases. The problems are going to deal with adjusting entries for intangibles, so that would be something you want to read over real well. And then you're going to have to know how the intangibles are listed and impact the balance sheet, and how to put together a schedule of intangibles as it relates to the income statement. That's going to help you do your problems. And then the cases that you have to deal with from Chapter 12 deal with patents and goodwill. So those would be the areas that you'd have to focus on as far as reading those sections well. The rest of it, kind of just read it over, glance through it, make sure you're seeing various pieces, but those are the big study areas for the week. Chapter 9, we're going to go to kind of the other side of the balance sheet, and that is looking at current liabilities and contingencies. So current liabilities, short-term types of things, less than a year, notes payable, accounts payable, those types of things. Got a lot of payroll issues in current liabilities as well. But primarily you're going to focus on note payables, both the interest-bearing and the non-interest-bearing note payable, various types of refinancing of short-term debt. Those are your major topics in that chapter. And then finally, you'll have a problem that focuses on contingencies. It's going to require you to do journal entries first with GAAP as it relates to contingencies. So when do you have to make journal entries? And then also it wants you to compare that to, how would things be different if you were under IFRS? So we kind of talked a little bit about that in week 1, the differences between IFRS and GAAP. And oftentimes the book is kind of talking about both of them together, or just trying to point out some differences. And again, you can look at Appendix D to see what are some specific things that you may want to focus on for each of those particular chapters. We don't have a comprehensive problem this week. We have an essay, so it's another kind of a writing assignment. It's a case, and it goes back to chapter 11, and it's what we just finished regarding our week 1 material. We had chapter 10 and chapter 11. And chapter 11, we were focusing on depreciation and that type of a thing. So this particular case deals with capitalization and depreciation. So you should be familiar with those topics already, so I don't expect you to find that difficult at all. This is the last week that we have 2 chapters. After this, we just have 1 chapter a week. So from that perspective, total reading, there will be a little bit less reading. But I do have to say that the content kind of kicks itself up a little notch, so it's probably good that we only have 1 chapter. Again, I'm glad everybody's got their book situation squared away into week 2. We should be ready to rock and roll. And again, ask questions if you guys have any issues of things that you're struggling with. I'll try to provide whatever help I can. And please, as students, help each other out. If you happen to get to the board before I do that particular day and you can help out one of your fellow students, please do that. Want to get those participation points. Those are really easy from a participation point of view. I'm not just a quantity person. I am a quality person. I want to make sure we got some good stuff going back and forth. Hopefully very early in week 2 here, you'll be graded for the entire first week, so you can see what I'm expecting with participation, and I will give you feedback in the column of participation so you can see where you're at. I do have that rubric that's posted out there in the seminar area, so please look that over. These are easy points in my class. You just have to do it, but they are relatively easy points. And considering we have a 300-point final exam coming up, you don't want to leave any points here sitting here on the table or on the discussion board that you had a chance to get and you didn't get. So please participate. It does make the class more interactive, and it allows us to collaborate a little bit better. And frankly, you're going to learn more out of that than you will if you're just kind of sitting by watching. And I don't know what you don't understand unless you're asking some questions we're talking about it. So got any questions, let us know, and we will see you in class. Thanks.